Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and we're going to ask the question, what constitutes a world strand to Dungeons & Dragons? Okay, so how can different worlds be stranded, run a strand, a line, a thread between an external world and a Dungeons & Dragons world? Well, there's lots of ways that it's being done, and I'm kind of giving you the list now, and in my humble opinion. And one of the ways it's done is with scale. Scale? What do you mean, Scott? Well, we have already discussed that you can run a strand between an external world, from one company, to Dungeons and Dragons, to Forgotten Realms, right? With miniatures. Miniatures are a time-established Dungeons and Dragons an element of Dungeons and Dragons, right? And miniatures have been in the game forever. And actually, there are 6 physical product lines that currently are being used, in my humble opinion, to World Strand 2 Dungeons & Dragons in literally a myriad of ways, right? Which I'm actually building essentially a cartographer's map on how world stranding is done. Because I don't think anybody in the world has actually thought about this, and especially not in context to Dungeons & Dragons. And the reason why no one ever talked about it before is when you tied your IP to merch before, it didn't matter. It didn't give you the ability to do the most powerful thing in the world with it. It didn't give you the ability to tell stories with it. And that's what's happening with these worlds that are being connected to Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons' primary purpose is to tell stories, right? And the ramifications of this are not even acknowledged yet, let alone been thought through for the full ramifications, right? So, okay, literally, there are 6 physical product lines that are connected to Dungeons & Dragons at this moment in time. And if I'm missing any, please let me know, right? 5 of them established new miniatures, in my humble opinion, for Dungeons & Dragons, right? But one of those lines does something really special. It does scale, okay? Kid Robot is an official line of products that officially connected itself to Dungeons & Dragons, and Dungeons & Dragons officially connected back, right? And that's kind of what makes it official, right? Like that, Dungeons & Dragons, I see you, Kid Robot. Kid Robot's like, I see you. Let's sign the papers. Let's get some merch out there, right? And again, for the suits, this is just merch, right? But once it hits a Dungeon Master, it's world building, right? Like that's the kicker here, right? That's the hot sauce on the taco. And I'm telling you, the suits have no idea what's happening. I'm very convinced of this, right? So, and there's more and more proof of this. Go watch Atlanta season 4, episode 9, and you will understand that Disney is shockingly ignorant of the products they actually sell, right? Like it's amazing. Okay, all right. So let's talk about scale. Okay, so how does Kid Robot establish scale? What it does is it doesn't give you a miniature option. It gives you multiple miniatures options and lets you pick your scale, right? So if you want to run miniatures, if you want D&D element miniatures from Kid Robot, they're like, you got it, we got you covered. Here's your 3-inch vinyl, right? There's a 3-inch vinyl of an official D&D beholder, okay? And you could take that beholder and you could set them right next to the Kid Robot official 3-inch vinyl Batman, right? And you can say, and so now the beholder uses its eye beams on Batman, and now Batman's going to have to get some kind of cure settled for himself here in Faerun, so he needs to go from Gotham to Faerun. World building, narrative, intellectual property expansion, the gold, right? Moving beyond Shakespeare, right? Telling stories that were never expected, right? Connecting intellectual properties in an infinite array of possibilities. That's what's happening with Dungeons & Dragons, and it has never happened with any product on the earth. It is truly unprecedented. This Dungeons & Dragons world stranding is completely unprecedented. This has never been done before at the scale or with the different options that are happening. And really, the thing that's really special is that Dungeons & Dragons, in my humble opinion, is connecting this to the public. Anybody can buy this product and begin telling multiple stories across multiple intellectual properties that essentially they've bought into, in my humble opinion, right? That's what's special here, right? But get this. So Kid Robot, 3-inch vinyl, done. Great, right? So what? All you've done now is done what Funko Pop has already done and done what Lego's already done. Wait a second. Kid Robot is connected to Funny. PHUNNY, which is another line, another product line, and you can buy a funny official PHUNNY official Dungeons and Dragons Tiamat, and you can buy an official official DC Comics Harley Quinn, and they are funny PHUNNY, and they're in exactly the same scale and in the same material, and that material is plush, right? So Kid Robot's going, hey, we know you want D&D minis, right? We got you covered. Do you want them at 8-inch plus scale, at 8-inch scale with plush material, or do you want a hard vinyl at 3-inch scale? We got you covered. Connect. World build as you wish. Scale. Kid Robot is world stranding to Forgotten Realms from a myriad of other worlds. And it's doing it in a way that no other company is currently doing it, with scale, okay? Allowing you to choose the scale for the D&D miniatures that you bring to your table. Incredible. All that is my humble opinion. I'm eager to hear yours. What is your thoughts on scale for world building, for world stranding, connecting with a strand, connecting with a line, all right? External worlds to Dungeons & Dragons. Love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing. Have a wonderful millennium.